Hey, you're welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our conversation today. And I'm sure that today is Sunday and we are having every Sunday business conversation. And the intention of our business conversation is to inspire you, is to motivate you in a sense of transforming your mindset so that you can be able to get out of where you are now and be able to start up something. Because I believe strongly that if we want to develop the continent of Africa and the environment where we are, then we should all be owners of businesses. And even if we are not owners of businesses, then we should be able to support amazingly those who are, so that we can also become part of it. So you're welcome to our business conversation today. And the topic of our conversation today is discover how to create wealth while doing what you love. I'm so glad to have you. For those who do not know me by now, my name is Vera Sompon, and you have seen me several times here hosting different programs. And on Tuesday, we host the Afro Social Workers Forum. Just like on Thursday, we host the Racism Talk. And of course, today, Sunday, I have a personal deal with you all out there, and I host personally the business conversation because I just love business. And I think that our entire life is made out of business. We are just busy. And so for me, it's so important to understand how to turn this aspect of being busy into something that can also produce money, make positive changes in our lives, right? So today I'm going to be sharing with you maybe some of my tips, tricks, and the techniques that I have used so far to do the things that I've been able to do to manage the different businesses that I manage. I and my husband, 2009, we started up a social organization where we help lots of people in diverse way. But you know what? Today is not about me. But if you want to know more about me, do not hesitate to ask your questions. Do not hesitate to inbox me so we can talk about me as person Vera Sompon, right? So let's get back to the conversation of today. Discover how to create wealth while doing what you love. And what inspired me again, apart from my own experiences, what inspired me most was, and it is the quote from our Dr. Maya Angelou, who says, "When you learn, teach. And when you get, give." Amazing, right? Amazing for verbs. For those who did English, I mean, I did English long time ago. I don't know if it's still correct, but I hope that it's still correct. I know that in English, they say a verb is a doing word in a sentence. So if you're there and you did English, you can just correct me. But English is not my mother tongue, so I don't even bother about that. But in this quote, we have 4 words that are very important. 1, learn. And after you have learned, you teach. So like what I'm doing today, right? And what I'm doing now, teaching. And when you get, you give. This is like what I'm doing now. So I've gotten a lot from diverse people. People have blessed me enough so much that if I really have to start giving back, I'm not sure I can ever give back. So I only can do what I can do to give back to the people that I can give around, right? So let's get some conversation, some questions going on. I would like you to write down these questions if you want. And the first question will be, How precisely do we make wealth while doing what we love? I think that's a question you're coming with. You're coming and you want to know how precisely do you make wealth while doing what you love, right? And then the second question I brought with me is the question, if it was so easy, if it's really so easy to make money while doing what we love, why then are many humans on earth still financially handicapped no matter how they hustle? Why? Now, don't ask me this question, but I think when we get into the conversation proper, we will understand why, or you will be able to discern why, right? And then the third question, every good thing is three. So the third one is, what does it cost you, or what will it cost you to do what you love and make more money? These are the three questions we should have at the back of our mind, so it will take us through the conversation. And thank you so much. I'm already seeing the usual. Thank you, Marie De Caro. Hey, she said, I'm here. I'm here too for you, ma'am. Thank you, Batimona Becker. She said, well done. I'm proud to see you here. I'm proud to see all of you too. I'm seeing Nephat who say, let's talk about business. Yes, sir. We are doing that right away. And Glenda is saying, looking forward to this. Thank you, Glenda, for being here. We have Jane Rose Caru, who is saying, when you learn, teach. Yes, ma'am. When you give amazing, wonderful job, Vera Sompon. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, Princess Hope Sompon. My daughter is also watching, but it's time go. You have to soon go to bed. And then we have also my husband watching and saying, thank you, great deal. Thank you all for supporting this work. I am because you are. So, the slogan for today, I brought three words for you to inspire you. The first word I brought is be inspired. I'm hoping that at the end of our conversation today, you will be inspired. But remember, I really don't want to motivate you. You have to do the self motivation yourself. But I want you to be inspired. And then when you're inspired, you take the actions. So be creative in taking that specific actions. I know what I'm going to be talking now. So it's nothing new. It's just a reminder. I just came to remind you of that power that is within you, and you've let it slip as a result of the challenges that have come around you, as a result of the betrayals maybe you've experienced, as a result of whatever negative experiences you've gone through, and then it has pulled you down that you could no longer stand up. So I just came to encourage you and to hope to inspire you and give you the power maybe to be recreative again. And then the third slogan, the third word is be the solution. I want you to live here knowing that you are the solution. No one else can be the solution but you alone. Because from the creation, from the day that you were born, from the day you were even conceived in your mother's womb, there was already a plan, and only you would have solved that particular problem. So there's nothing that can stop you from solving and being a solutionist. So you have to go home today knowing that you are the solutionist. Now the question will be the solutionist in what area? That would be the question that we may have to be defining, right? So the caution, I always bring my caution so that you don't get disappointed when you come here and you don't get to expect too much, right? Just be you and let us be me. Let me also be me. But the first caution is that this conversation is not for you if you are that kind of a person that claims to know everything. And I find it very difficult, because if you're that kind of a person that you claim to know everything and still you're financially broke, that makes me worry, because actually it means you do not really care to know about your financial breakthrough. You care about many other things, you claim to know many other things, but only you have failed to learn more about financial education or financial breakthrough, right? So then this one may be a hard one for you. This conversation may not be for you too. If you're already that person that have made up their minds, you come to a conversation, to a lesson class, and I don't even care what the girl is going to say. Well, I'm just there to play our time. But I know that you all here, you're not that type. So that's why I really appreciate you for taking your precious time out. And if you're amongst those that you're a believer, you're a child of God, whatever you call yourself, and you have that big faith, but you deny to do the work, then this one is not for you, because I'm going to be challenging you to put the work into practice. You can't just have the faith and not put the work into practice. It doesn't work. I mean, God is not a magician. He is God, but not a magician. Therefore, you must have to put your own part of the deal. He has his own part and you have yours to play. And lastly, this conversation is not for you if you choose to play the blame game. Many of us love the blame game. We love to see that it is the government, it is our officials, it is the police, it is a road, it is a school, it is this, but it's never us. So today I want you to be the one that is in charge, and not the school, not the police, and no other person but you, right? So our outline conversation, I'm sorry I couldn't bring out the outline with me here, but at least you're following, which is good. So that attention is on me and not the slide. So for our outline for our conversation, we're going to be defining what money is. I know that many of us have a stomach ache when they hear people talk about money. But interestingly, it's such an important instrument, right? It's such an important instrument that you just cannot not talk about it. If you do not talk about it, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's so good that we talk about every other topic, but not about money. But we see that as well, right? Because we don't want to talk about money. We see the effect of not talking about money. And then we're going to talk about wealth, especially those areas of wealth. When I say somebody is wealthy, we want to know how is the academic stand of the person, how is the financial stand of the person, I mean, there are 8 areas that I've also listed down that we can look at it step by step to know, okay, when I talk about somebody being wealthy, this is exactly what I mean, right? Not just the riches as we're talking and you're talking about money, but that we are talking about people that are really wealthy. And then we are going to go further to see examining the different kinds of gifts. So I want to examine the kinds of gifts and how you can actually transform this gift into money. But that's not all. We will see how to make money out of those gifts. And I wrote here, sell your secret. I want to tell you a story from our counseling center. 2020, we mentored 330 people. That's a lot of people, right? And then we interviewed more than 80 people last year. We did a Sampon Business Masters class. And in this Sampon Business Masters class, we had about 40 students. And these 40 students paid 75 euros each. Now, we had 40 students who learned intensively 1 week. And if I go back, that's why I'm taking you to last year, and analyze and realize that the 40 students, we invested in 2 of them, one precisely, but even up to that, we have not seen any drastic change. And for me, the question is, what went wrong? Or what is wrong? Right? Now, for the 300 people we mentored, the same question I keep asking. And when I interviewed these people, including also some of the mentors, something shocked me. I met a very beautiful lady, and she was extremely beautiful. She had a very nice skin. And I asked her, ma'am, what are you doing to have this nice skin? And she told me, oh, I can't reveal my secret. For 1 second, I sat there and I was thinking, she can't reveal her secret. And then I said, that's it. That's why we never get the money, because we think we have to keep the secret to ourselves. Now, let's come back to the scenario in Germany. How many of us started organizations? And you're not even that far. and another person comes to ask you, ma'am, how can I start up my own organization? Within you, you say, I can't tell the secret. And you're wondering, what secret? If it's such a secret, why don't you packet that secret into modules and sell them to the people? That makes much more sense. So back to the story of the young lady. Then I told her, ma'am, do you think if you reveal to me your secret and I like the secret and I organize events for you so that you can now start teaching people the so-called secret, will it bring you much money? And would that be okay for you? She said, oh, no, 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 I cannot. Now, what marvels me is the fact that it is okay. She sells other things around, but the most important thing she doesn't sell. And that is the most important thing that would have brought her money. Now, let's go back to the conversation of Dr. Maya Angelou. She said, if you learn, you teach. Now, what people do not understand is that in the business of teaching, information knowledge is still that high. So, and there's a lot of space in that business field. And unfortunately, people don't understand that teaching is business, that you can make a whole lot of business around teaching. I mean, we have the Sompon Academy. It's all about teaching people, teaching, teaching, teaching. And some fields, when you teach some areas like the business master class, the people pay for that, right? So if you know how to take good care of your skin and you can write down the process, there are many people out here you can't imagine willing to pay anything just to listen to know how the routines go on. Many people. But it will be important for you to transform that yourself into a business. Now, let's take another example. With this, I want you to understand that the money is in that secret that you are trying to hide. Let's take the example of granite sweets. Those who come from Cameroon or some parts of African countries, there is this peanut. With a peanut, we can sell the peanut, but there is a processing going on, and then we process the peanut with sugar, and then it gives you another product called the granite sweet. So you can sell the granite sweet, you can sell the peanut, but where you get the most money is to reveal to the people how to make that granite sweet. Now, you can do this, you can go to schools. You just have to organize events. You go to schools. In fact, in Germany, a lot of possibilities are there for this. You go to school and then you call that a cultural program. In schools, we have a lot of AGs for those who are in Germany, extracurricular activities that school teachers and all that are looking for people who will come to give extra program for students so that they can even relieve themselves from the activities of teaching. And you go to these schools and then you just show them how to do. And it is by the showing that you get that money, right? So it is revealing that secret that you get that money. I don't know if you're getting it. Now, you can sell the granite sweet, you do all the processing and sell. Of course, you're going to sell a granite sweet for 10 euros. It is fine, you get that 10 euros. But how many people will also buy that granite sweet for 10 euros after some time? Now, but that could be one part of the income. That's why they call passive income. So people talk about passive income without actually knowing what it is. You can develop diverse passive incomes. So I'm still on granite sweet. You have the granite, that's your raw material. Now you sell the granite first, the raw material. It can be expensive than the processed one. Now you transform the granite, it becomes a processed one. So you've added value to it, so to say, you've transformed it. you sell it a little expensive. Now, but where the money comes, which is a continuous money, is the events that you will do, the teaching, the classes that you will offer on how to do granite sweet and have a beautiful party. Wow, this is an amazing story. I don't know if you're getting the gist like I'm getting, but to be honest, when you do this, you're going to really enjoy it. Now, let me get some of these comments. I don't know what Batemona is saying here. She says, if you learn, you teach. We are teaching on different fields. Currently teaching on being an awareness begleiterin. Enroll now. Next course beginning on the 10th of 2021. That's good, ma'am. You have to send also, please, the emails, or again the contact details, so that people can enroll. So of course the teaching program is so important. Becoming an awareness begleiter is a very important training program. We're going to have more details on this also in our next conversations that are coming up. And so thank you, ma'am, for bringing this up again. If you learn, you teach. And of course, in the next subsequent ones, we are going to ask people to pay for that, because knowledge is also very important. Information is so important. And when you have the right information, you can make lots of money again. So in the field of information and knowledge, money is so much involved. People do not only know because we are not creative enough. So that's why, remember, the slogan was, yes, one, be inspired, but also be creative. Be creative. Let me stay on the example of the granite sweet, because it's not too academician, right? So that our people don't feel, yes, now there are these people who have gone to school. That's why I didn't tell you I'm a lecturer at the university, so you don't have to think, oh, these people will book again. No, no, no. Let's get right deep down to the level that you think you don't need any certificate. So you don't need certificate to be rich. You don't need certificate to have money. You don't need certificate to start up these training programs. No, you don't just need any specific certificates, right? So go back to the example of the peanut, the granite or peanut, we call it. So the money is in the secret. Now, you can sell the peanut as raw form, but the money is not there much, right? Because that's raw material. Now, the second one is you can transform it to the peanut sweet or the granite sweet and sell. Transformation has been done. Money is in it. There's a processing. Third one, and that one is where you should even invest. You have to invest time, invest knowledge, invest your everything that you have to know how to teach people to do it. Now, you will be saying that, oh, Vera, what is this you're saying? It doesn't make sense for me to tell people how to do what I am doing, but they are going to also do the same. That's because you have a very low mindset. Now, let's calculate 82 million inhabitants in Germany. Now, only in your environment where you are, even if everyone around was going to do the same business, we will still have customers, all of us. Because wait a minute, you can't even meet the needs of the regular customers now. You can't meet all of their needs, and yet you are unable to help other people to help you so you can meet the needs. Now, this takes us to a very important point. There will be need for interworking together, cooperative work, cooperation, collaboration, right? Because if I now have to teach you how to start up your own granite sweet industry, that will mean I focus my work on teaching, right? And everybody can teach. Teaching skills is a learning skills. Let no one deceive you. In fact, who can teach best is that person who has gone through all that experiences. Now, I'm 11 years doing business, being business owner. I'm teaching you what I have learned. I don't need too much to go to school again to learn a book to come and teach you, right? And to be honest, the things I will teach you, you will not have it in an MBA class, Because in the MBA class, the theory, the teacher who is even giving you this information himself is not a business owner. He is simply a teacher. It's okay. We also have teachers, but we also have teachers who are also business owners. So we have teachers who are just giving the theory, it's perfect, it's good. But we also have teachers who are business owners, who understand the market, who understand how to put their legs into the mud, put themselves right deep into that mud, shake their bodies, come out again refined. And they can tell you, my friend, I tell you, this and this will not work, this and this will work. So like I tell you, there is money in teaching business, so you better get involved. And so I'm bringing our Batimona. Becky said, now you can enroll, please enroll to the awareness begleitung that is coming up. And she wrote also the date already. You can please save the date. I can't see exactly where that is, isn't it? So please, she says, if you learn, teach. We are teaching on different fields, currently teaching on being an awareness begleiterin. Ma'am, maybe you can write a few words on what is an awareness begleiterin so the people can even understand what you're talking about, right? So, and then please enroll. Enrollments are already going on, and the program is going to start on the 10th of March 2020. It's an amazing program. So for you who is here and you want to learn how to teach and so that you can make some money, this is a program for you. Don't miss out, right? So don't miss out this program, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. And she says you focus on teaching and later remain a mentor to that business. Now the one teaching how to make a granite soup becomes a business person, with the student becomes the, I mean, amazing. You have just analyzed it exactly. This is how it functions. This is how it functions. So you who have become a teacher too, you started a business and you're now on your own business, and then you have students. This is amazing. Thank you, ma'am. And this is how the chain goes. And I tell you, you do it well, you will not regret. So I'm inviting you all to get into this business of teaching. Information is powerful. Get into the business of giving information to people. Now, let's talk about money. What is money? Now, because we are just talking now, you get at least how to make it. Now, let's talk about money. What is money? Money is simply an instrument you use to buy very nice memories. That's for me, money. Now, I don't know how you define money, but I think that the definition and the perception of money makes a whole lot of difference. For me, money is simply that instrument. It is an instrument, it is a tool. I use that to buy some nice memories. I use that to just buy some time that can make me remember good stuff. Simple. So if I buy a dress, that's good. That is a nice thing I bought for myself. But if I buy a teaching class and I learn something, it reminds me. If I go for a holiday with some good friends, that memory of a good time with my friends remains in my mind. And this is all what life is all about. Nothing much. At times I sit and I'm wondering, oh God, and I'm telling my husband, so is this all about life? So after you've said, I want to have it, now you have it, and then you just realize that, is this all? So life can be so boring if you don't have meaning, right? So you can even have all that money and it's so boring because you realize that you can't sleep in two beds at the same time. You can't sleep in two houses at the same time. You can't sleep in two spaces at the same time. It can be so boring. So please don't focus on the pay money, but look at it as an instrument. Once you see it as an instrument, then the way you approach it becomes different and you no longer feel guilty talking about it, because that's one challenge. Now, the next point was to understand what wealth is. So I know that many people know what wealth is, but I just wanted to remind us of the fact that if you call yourself being wealthy, there are these 8 areas that one want to know exactly and see. Wealthy people, when you completely say, hey, I'm in that category, you possess the air. The A means the media, because that's where everything goes around, right? It is in the media that you have the power to influence character, influence behavior. When you have your own TV station, you have your own radio station, you have your own podcast, you can also voice out something, right? So you can indirectly influence the minds of people. So the air is important to possess. Now, of course, the earth in forms of properties is important, but I don't mean that you go pay, get mortgages, and say you are a house owner. No, if you have to, then it should be something bringing in money. Then at that point, you say yes. Then we are talking about knowledge, like what I'm doing, we're teaching and learning together, is always going to be needful. So you have to get to school or something where you have to teach people, right? Because knowledge is an area where it will never stop. Why? Because people want to learn. Even at the crisis that we are, there's still looking at people to learn. It must not be like in the classroom, but information learning is an area you don't have to miss, right? So you get to understand that more. The health area, it means claiming having the hospital, food and water, farming. So if you have food, you have your own farm, you're wealthy, right? And then network, relationships. Many a times I've told you, if you will have to buy everything with money, you are the most miserable person on earth. Because God, you can't buy everything with money. So you need good relationships that the people will just do some things for you without expecting you to pay them. Now, this takes us to character, right? Because you have to also have the character. You also have to be able to, when you get, you give, so that when others get, they can also give freely without thinking twice, right? And then personal development. You cannot grow more than who you are, and you cannot have money more than yourself. That is such a powerful thing for you to take home today. The amount of money you have is equal to the personal development you have or you are. It's equal to how emotional you are, how stable you are. It's equal to how you can get to critics. It's equal to your personal development. So if there's any area of our lives that we have to work so that we can really completely say we are wealthy, is to work on our personal growth on a daily basis. That the I, the me, the myself is so worked to glorify the maker and the master. And then, of course, last and not the least, but last is a spiritual area. If you don't have the possession of the spiritual area, if you lack in this area, then you are not complete. So wealth is not completed. Those are the 8 areas that you have to really possess to say, hey, I am wealthy or I'm not wealthy. So these 8 areas are so important. Many people have never taken time to reflect about them, because many people really do not reflect about life. We just live life the way it is, right? But it's time for us to reflect about life. Now, remember the questions we asked before? The first question was, how precisely do we make wealth while doing what we love? The second question was, if it was so easy to do, how come that many people are still broke, no matter how the hustle? And then last one, what it takes for us to really make the money we want to make. And this is the answer. How do I make the money while doing what I want to do? 3 things I brought along. The first one is you need that skill. Now, how do I make the money? Let's go back to the example of the granite suite owner. Now, I've upgraded that person, is now an entrepreneur or business owner of granite suite, right? So has a business company whereby he produces granite suite. Now, he will say, But Vera, I'm not a teacher. I cannot teach. That's not my field. And I would tell him, no, no, ma'am or sir, teaching is a learning skill. So you can learn. Remember, we said you cannot develop, and the money in your pocket can only grow in proportion to how you have developed yourself. So if the person says, oh, teaching is not my field, and I will tell the person, ma'am, then learn the teaching skills. It's a technique. So learn it, because when you learn it, you add value to your own life, to your environment, and you eradicate poverty from your family, from your life, from your family, and the environment. So, teaching is a learning skills. Learn it. So it means that how to be able to make that money doing what you love. One, identify what you love doing. I took the example also of someone who is having a good skin because she takes time to clean the body, to wash the body, to eat some particular things. And some people have really noted them down. They wrote them the process. They wrote down the process. If you're here and you're that kind of a person who loves beauty, arranging your body, making your face, making your skin, not everybody is in that area. That's not the gift of everybody. Now, if that is your gift, to make your body look beautiful, to make it nourishing, to look clean, healthy, why you don't only stay in maybe makeuping, don't stay on that only. Now, start now teaching other people how to do the makeup. If that's what you do, if that's art, I call that art, right? If that's a work of art you're doing, then don't stay at just doing that makeup on people's faces alone and just doing your beauty and your skin is looking glowing alone. Teach other people. You meet me on the street and say, hey, Vera, I'm going to teach you how to do proper routines so that your face will be so beautiful and your skin will be so fresh. Then I'll ask you, how much would that cost me? And then you say, for the start, Vera, because I've not done this before with anybody, and you're like my guinea pig, I want to try on you. I want to do it for free first, but let me try with you. This is how we develop. This is how we get the money. But question, how ready are you to even do that and have the first people take on third, fourth, 20, 50 for free until you know the skills how to teach? Teaching, we can learn it, but it also needs practical. So if now you get one guinea pigs, I call that guinea pigs because they're trying on you, right? You have the second, you have the third, you have the fourth. What happens is you now start learning how you did the first one. Always write it down. Don't be just say I have everything on my head. Are you a computer? Most of us, I wonder if we even think at times. You tell somebody, you're talking to somebody, and the person is just listening to you. And I'm asking, would you be able to take note of all what we just said? Oh, yes, ma'am, it's in my head. And just after we have finished our conversation, I asked the question, what is the thing that you're taking back home? I think that this, and I'm like, you see, if you had written it down, it would have been easy for you to read. Even as I know I have gone through all what I'm telling you by experiences, I still make my notes. It is not a sin and a crime to make notes. It is not a sin to hold your paper as a helping instrument. No, it's not. So always have it written down so that you can always remind yourself, oh, this is what I learned, right? And then you keep it at the corner and you keep going, right? So the thing you must do for this person, the first thing is learn to teach. Happy Sunday, Claudia. You're welcome. Learn to teach. And you can do that best by practicing. So you need practicals, right? Now, if you're just starting, instead of telling me, oh, Vera, teaching is not my field, Tell me, Vera, I need people to learn. And don't tell me who are those who even accept that I should even help, I should learn from them. It is because you're already self-doubting yourself. It's because you're already limiting yourself. And so you think everybody will do like you are doing. I tell most of the people, when you respond to me most of the time, I already can tell, the kind of person that you are just by your response. Because most of the time, you're either reproducing what you have gone through or you have really worked that out and now you're really becoming an empowering person, right? So you can teach. How do I make that money? By teaching that which you have learned. If you have learned, I started my own organization from scratch. So if I start telling you how to start one, I know because I have scratched 12 years ago till today. So all the steps that it takes to build an institution, I have gone through them all. And therefore, I can gradually tell you this is the first step, this is the second step, this is the third step. And therefore, yes, if I put that into a piece of paper, like the business masters class we are offering, I don't want to give it for free, right? I mean, you bear with me that 12 years of experience should not just be given for free. I mean, if you really want to learn, then you will be ready to say, hey, let me pay some money to get some of this experience, right? So, and these experiences that I will be giving you are the quick tips and tricks you will not get in the school books, no matter what you do. You will not get in any book I will even recommend to you, because there are some particular things that I had to go through them and it wasn't in any book. So that's why you have to pay for that course, right? And that's why teaching and information remains the most lucrative business. Get into that business and you will be amazed. So, and that takes us to again our upcoming program that is coming on the 10th of March. If you are here and you're that person who wants to do more in the area of racism and you want to really teach other people, make sure you enroll. We have the email address here, info@pamoja.org. Please enroll yourself and be a part of that team. Amazing team, and you can get some money out of that, So make sure you enroll yourself. So the first one I said was learn the skills, right? Learn that skill. You're well able. Now, when you have learned the skill, so it means you have gathered the knowledge, inspiring knowledge, right? Knowledge, innovative knowledge that only can come out of the experiences. Now, how can you make money out of it? Your personal growth will determine how far you can make the money. So, and I wrote personal growth. Your personal growth will determine how much money you can ever earn. Now, when I talk of personal growth, I talk about character also involved, attitude, emotions. How do you control your emotions? Can people work with you? Can you work with people? Now, gone are the days where we fight battles alone. If you're still fighting battles alone, there's something is wrong with you. In fact, I don't even want to come close to such people because there's something is wrong somewhere. I know that if something is wrong and you are open to talk about it, then we can have a conversation on it and help in the healing process. But I tell you, in the generation where we are now living, we have long left the people who want to walk alone behind. We have jumped past that stage. So now we are walking, but in groups, in organized forms. Even if it's two, even if it's three, it's preferable. But one alone, no. No, you are digging your own grave. So the second way for you to be able to make that money is to work on your character, work on your attitude, work on your personality, work on your mentality, work on your way of your philosophy, the philosophy of life. Remember, I said before, this class will not be for you if you are amongst those who put blames on others. Because many of us, when you tell them we have to work together, the first response is, how Africans don't work together. Once I hear that, now I put you aside, because then you are that one who don't want to work with others. Not all Africans. We have passed that stage now. We are at the stage where we are cooperating, we are collaborating, we are working with others. Not because they are too good, because we have understood that a long time ago, the colonial master came and put within us this divide and rule. Their intention was not to help us and do us good, it was to divide us the more so that we cannot work together. Now we have learned, now we have trained our emotions, now we have calmed down, now we have become intellectually fit, now we are emotionally sound. Emotionally sound. Emotionally sound. This is so important. How emotional are you? Now, if you have not worked on your emotion, there's trouble on the mountain. Because if I tell you, no, I don't think what you are thinking now is correct, you pick an offense and you will take it personal. When it's that way, then it's difficult for us to collaborate, because then I can't tell you anything and you can't tell me anything, right? So we have to work on our emotion so that we understand that, hey, we can have our differences, but you know what? We are still gonna work that work together, because long are the days when we are working alone, fighting alone, doing things alone. You're not getting any far. The greatest, have you, before I can continue, look at the network business, the marketing and network business. For those who are in it, they make lots of money, not because they even sell something specific. They sell the teachings, they teach the people, bring the people together, connect with them, and do amazing things with them, right? But there's a product there, of course, but the product is not a measure thing. It's a networking. You bring one person, you bring the other person, you bring the other person, and it continues like that. And people have not understood. Those that make the most money out of this are those who are beginnings, especially because there was a well-structured program then, right? Of course, those who go in there now, they go to sell the product, but the real deal was in the network, in the people that came in. So, and that is where we are now. You better join that wagon, because if not, I tell you, you will be fighting your battles alone, and you will die on the street alone. And we will still be watching, because we will say, you made up your mind to walk that walk alone. And the third point would be, put it immediately into actions, not alone, but with others. So, an innovative activity. That's why, remember the slogan, we said be creative. So, an innovative activity. Don't repeat, don't be bored in what you're offering to people. Don't repeat it over and over so that the people are bored. Like my colleague will say at times, oh, Vera, we have to change the conversation, because if we bring the conversation again like this, the people can be bored. So let's bring another conversation, right? So don't stay stagnant, right? And so therefore, if you have knowledge meaning that you have to first of all think, reflect, what am I good at? Now, I tell you to be honest, if you like sleeping, make business out of it. What kind of business can you make out of sleeping? Write it down if you know. Just reflect. Let's brainstorm together. If you are like me that loves to sleep, only I don't have much time to sleep, but I would have loved to really sleep. What would you bring out of this as a business? Many things, right? Many things. If you know any, just put it down. Now, if you love eating, what kind of business would you love to create out of the passion of loving food? Write it down. If you love swimming, what business, what is the idea? What kind of business can come out of someone who just loves swimming? Write it down. Now, if you love talking and communicating like me, hey, what kind of business can come out of that? You see, in our gift lies the secret of the wealth we are looking for. So if you're here and you're thinking, most of the time when people talk about gift, passion, they see only footballer, musicians. We are past also that stage. That is not the only gift that exists. In fact, if you love bakery, making these ching-chings, and it's your passion, find a business out of it. If you like communicating like I do, you know what? Get something doing. What business will come out of it? And how can you get much more money out of it? We said it that the greatest place and the space of that business is still very open. It's information and knowledge. And unfortunately, many of us are not yet aware of it. You know, in as much as I am giving you this knowledge for free, hey, in July, it may not be free because we will have to package it very well and put it into a some point business masters class, and you have to pay for it, right? So make use of this opportunity, but also try to register for the course so that you get the best out of it. Now, in summary, before our time goes off, in summary, today we have been talking about discover how to create wealth while doing what you love. And we're inspired from the quote from Dr. Maya Angelou, who said, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. And so today, the main idea is to inspire you so that you can be able to learn to, by the way, know what you love doing. When you are now inspired and you know that, and what you love doing could be just people who just love putting makeups, people just love eating, people just love swimming, some just love sleeping, some love singing. Now, these are different things we may love doing and that are very lucrative if you only get deep to understand how the business world function. And then we said, now that you know it, then be creative. Now, it means that if you're having your granite, please don't only sell the granite, sell the granite, transform it into granite sweet. You can go further and also transform it into granite paste, into granite chips, into granite all the kinds of granules that can come out of it. But most especially where the money is to teach the people how to reproduce that granite sweet. And then we said, you be the solution. It's no longer time for us to blame anybody. Now it's time for you to be the solutionist. So instead of thinking, yeah, it is because I don't have this, it's because I don't have that, ask yourself the questions. Why don't you have that? If you don't have that, there should be the why you don't have that. If you answer the why you don't have that, then you will get the answer to your problem and the answer to your question. And then we concluded by saying that you can only get the amount of money that you get is proportionate to the amount of personal development you have achieved and you have attained. So I don't know if you have any question up to now. We have only 7 minutes left. I mean, teaching this course for 1 hour is very courageous, actually. We would even go a long day with this so that we can have questions asked. If you have any questions, we still have 5 more minutes. You can send your questions. Meanwhile, I'm going to go through your comments now and share your comments with all of us. All right. So I'm starting with, we have Mesmer Moafo who says, WhatsApp or wash hands. Don't know what he said. We have Patimona Becker who said enroll for more information, please. And then we said enroll for the course in on the 10th, from starting from the 10th of March. It is the awareness Begleitung workshop, Fortbildung, or what we call training. Please, it's going to be like 3 months. Make use of this opportunity. If you are trained from us, then you're going to get also the possibility to use that training to also get some money. So it's not only just that you're going to invest, you're going to invest your time, you're going to invest money, but you're also going to be part of a team that we're going to work together. I told you before, time is gone to work alone. Don't work alone. So if you're really interested to know more about the program, write us on info@pamojaafrica.org so you get more information. Mary De Caro, you're welcome, ma'am. And she says, Teaching as you learn is a wheel which moves round. Thank you, ma'am. That's very true. And Enomagi say, okay, thanks. Are awesome. So I'm sure Enomagi, you're talking about the course. So sure that you're going to get involved. So get in touch, write to us using info at pamojaafrica.org. Mary Decado says again, we say in Africa, they can't finish grass around. That's true, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am. And Batemona Abeke say you focus on teaching and later remain a mentor. Okay, she's talking about the program. So please, if you're really interested, get involved. And she says this is how big institutions like Karlstadt have Kaufland and MediaMarkt as sister companies. Indians function the same, lifting each other. That's true. We have to lift each other. In fact, we have passed the time again to even tell people you have to lift each other up. If you do not want to eat your cup of tea, you can stay there for as long as you want. But those who have understood will keep lifting themselves up. Start this soon. Those soups you are famous for, refuse poverty, get mentored here. And that's true. So we have to also deny poverty. And to deny poverty, we have to be ready to be mentored. And how many of us have mentors? That's the next big question. Mary De Caro says, a man in a village once told people that he slaughtered one goat and ate it for a month. People asked him, how is this possible? And he answered, I give all to people. Then these people, when they slaughter, they also give me. Ma'am, this is so important for people to understand. It just goes around. And that's why I said Dr. Maya Angelou was so smart. She says, when you get, you give. The same way when people get now, they will give you. And I now came to realize why God will not give some people some. I asked a question to some people, if you had money, what would you do? I mean, enough money. And she said, oh my God, I wish my enemies were still alive to get to see what I would do. And I said, then you will never get the money. Because if you're getting it to only impress people, you will never get it. Until you understand that you have to get to give, then you will never understand. You'll never get it, right? And Batemona says, imposter syndrome has affected many from believing in themselves. Watch out if you, for it, extreme lack of self-confidence, feeling of inadequacy, constant comparison to other people, anxiety, self-doubt, distrust in one's own institution and capabilities, negative self-talk, dwelling on the past. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a lot of negative things, ma'am, that you just listed here. And unfortunately, many of us are going through this lot of negativity. And I'm praying that one day we will be set free from all this negative spirit that is in us. And that I really hope, because I know that it is because we are unable to break through the experiences we had in the past and even break through the present so-called realities and the future fear. It's keeping us so much in bondages that we can't really move forward. I really pray for many of us that God would open our eyes to understand how important it is to set ourselves free from all these yokes. Thank you, Mr. Richard Sampon. Thank you, ma'am, for the impartation and inspiration. Thank you, sir. Thank you for always supporting the work. It's always amazing when I see you here. I'm always more inspired to take more actions, and I thank you for your loyalty as well. God bless you. And Ms. Dikum says, I really appreciate the program. Looking forward in the March program. Thank you so very much. And Mary De Caro says, thank you very much. Vera Sampon, you did it again. We are doing it together again. And I hope that you're going to also be part. You're already part of us anyway. So Batimona Abeke says, take action plan. And I leave you now. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping to see you again another time. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to inbox us, inbox me, write your questions, and I'm very sure I will come back to your questions. Take care of yourself. And if you laugh something or you miss something, please also give us the feedback. We are happy for any feedbacks because we want to grow. I appreciate you so much. And remember the Ubuntu spirit. I am because you are. Thank you very much and God bless you. Share the links with friends who may have need for such informations. And take care and bye bye.